What's going on, world? Thank you so much for tuning back into another one of my videos. My name is Jay Elu, and today we're going to be talking about another very important topic. It's something that I'm going to keep reiterating on throughout this entire bear market because I know we all need it, especially because all throughout people's timelines and all throughout the news, all we keep hearing is about how crypto is going to crash. And it's for those exact reasons why in the past I've always sold way too early. It's for all of those same reasons when I held Bitcoin at $200 and saw a 2 to 3 times return, I sold. The same reason why I held Ethereum at under $100 and as soon as they crossed over $300 just to sell. Because when you're zoomed in and the market seems like it's crashing and everybody's panicking, it only makes sense because the collective narrative tells you to do so. And all of the news events and everything else that gets spread around it just keeps playing in your mind over and over and over, and really makes you start to question everything that you're doing within this crypto space. So this video is specifically for those people who are on the fence, who have one foot in, one foot out, and for those people who know exactly where crypto is going and just need another video and some words of confidence every now and then to just kind of help them stay on track and to stay focused. So overall, I'm just here to sober you up and to shake you back into reality, because I know when you're in the storm, it looks like you're going to die, but that same storm looks completely different from 10,000 feet up in the air. So let's go ahead and just jump straight into this video. And I'm going to start off by saying the problem isn't the market, it's your perspective. It's your perspective of being caught up in a psychological trap. The red candles, they feel permanent. That fear that you're seeing everywhere on the timeline and within yourself, it compresses time. And social media does a great job of magnifying short-term noise. And when your brain takes in all of this, all it could interpret is danger. It tells you to run, follow the herd, and seek safety. For the untrained mind, when you go through all of this, you process every experience through the lens of danger, and ultimately it just causes you to shortchange yourself and to miss out on opportunities. Because when that fear causes you to zoom in, you lose sight of structure. You don't even know where you're at anymore. That plan that you set a year ago completely goes out the window. But that disciplined mind understands that when you zoom out, you're able to alter plans that no longer serve you. It doesn't mean that you completely abandon them and forget about them and run to safety, but it means that you're able to recognize exactly what's going on and you manipulate it because you have the power to create and to make reality bend around exactly what you want to see and what you want to experience. So all of the fear and all of these headlines that you're seeing, yes, they could be real events that's happening around the world, but we have evolved so much that we should be able to take all of that data and process it in a way to understand that we are living in the time where data and experiences could be manipulated and altered to produce outcomes that we would like to see. And for those of you that's been following me for a while, know that I always talk about energy and how everything boils down to our attention, because where our attention goes, our energy flows. And when we focus our attention on fear, energy becomes contracted, it becomes compressed, and it just becomes stuff. You have nowhere to go, everything just becomes scarce, you don't really have nowhere to move. But when you're able to separate yourself from that fear and realize that you have some level of control, your awareness starts to expand and you're able to see and pinpoint different things that are actually happening around you. And you don't confine your existence to those events that are happening. So one of the biggest steps you can take is to learn to start harnessing that energy and your attention and understand that you can put it exactly where you want it to in order to create the results that you want to see. And this doesn't mean to go and be delusional, but to understand that with balance and intention, you can really create and start to position things properly in your life to see exactly what it is. And let's not just take my word and my experience for this, but let's actually look at some charts at 2013, 2018, and 2020. We can see that in all those periods, these were times people looked and lived in times where things were seemingly really bad, really off, and crypto's going to zero. But what happened when we zoomed out? Everything was up and to the right. And I know it's hard to really put yourself in that perspective when you haven't lived it before. But for those of you who are in my shoes and who have been through those cycles and have shortchanged yourself because you pulled out too soon and you allowed your conviction to dwindle because of everything else that was going around you, understand that we are playing the long game. And though none of us know exactly how this is going to play out and which projects are going to win, This, as an industry, is seemingly here to stay, and it's our job to correctly position ourselves the best way possible in order to experience that up and to the right feeling. Because when we're able to accumulate and hold through these downtimes, when we make it through the other side, we really get to experience those exponential gains, and we could outperform a lot of those people who are trading daily. But those of us who are able to hold through these tough times and make these multiples on the other end of this will outperform a lot of these people. So don't get too caught up and see that your portfolio is way down and you're trying to scramble and then figure out what's the next best move. Just find something to believe in, something real, something that's really building, and spread your energy across those sectors. Yes, some of us will find one project that we believe in because we've studied it for 10,000 hours and we could see the potential for it. And there are others of us who don't put that time in, but who put enough where we can see a certain number of projects that could potentially do well, and we spread our energy amongst those and patiently invest into these projects and allow time to take its course and to produce the outcomes that we would like to see. And for those of you who may have stumbled on this video by accident, this isn't just about charts and trading. It's a philosophy of life. It could be a bad month in business. It could be a bad semester in school. It could be a failed relationship. It could be problems with health. We have to learn to zoom out and understand life in general is up and to the right. If we allow our minds to constantly believe that life is tough and we allow ourselves to get sucked into the current moment, we fail to see that outside of the one or two specific things that are bringing you down, there are a million other things that are going just right and that you are flourishing in. Always remember that, because you can be so depressed and so down that you're not meeting your financial goals, that you forget that you never have to worry about paying your bills, that you always have food on your table, that you always have Netflix to watch, video games to play. Never forget that there's abundance to that, because there's somebody looking up at your situation and they see that you are at the top 1% and would die to be exactly where you are right now. And I just say all of that to say this is all about perspective. And it's not about making yourself feel bad because you have high goals that you would like to achieve, but it's all about perspective and understanding that this present moment that you have is all that you will ever need. And as long as you continue to build from that space and understand what you have, the abundance that you have, you'll be able to continually build from that place. Because when we get stuck too far in the past or too far in the future, we tend to forget that we have the ability to control exactly what we're doing right now. And the future that we wish to see is built off this present moment right now. We use our past experiences to get to exactly where we want to be. We use our future motivations and endeavors to tap into the present and to make decisions based on the places we would like to go and the emotions we would like to feel, so that that person that you once were, that you no longer want to be, that future person that you're striving for meets this present person that's experiencing life right now. You align yourself with those emotions of the past and the future in the way that you see fit in order to accomplish those dreams and those goals to get you to where you want to be. You do not allow the past or the future to dictate this present moment, but you use them as tools in order to incorporate into the right now. And for those of you who are like, what is this guy talking about? Go ahead and do your research on what it means to be present, what it means to meditate, what it means to take full advantage of everything you have right now. Because it is through this practice that I realized that everything in my life starts to fall in place. I do my best to always zoom out. Yes, I am human. I do have those times where I get lost in the past or lost in the future and I start spiraling. But it is in those moments when I realize that I'm spiraling that I do my best to realign myself and center myself into the present. My tools are prayer, meditation, the relationships I have with close friends and family, and working out. That might be different for you, but that is why you have to do the work, and it starts from a place from within. Find those experts you need to talk to. Stop distracting yourself with all the foolishness, all the extra videos, all the extra readings of faking it until you make it, but actually do the hard work from within. Learn to sit with those emotions and learn to become that leader for yourself so that you can start trusting the decisions you make on a daily basis. Because all of this always comes back full circle. And when you look back into trading, that's all it is analyzing where you're currently at in this current moment. You don't let the past results from the chart dictate this current moment. And you also don't let the unknown future dictate this current moment. Yes, you use the past and the data from it to help you make decisions right now and to model future predictions, but you do not solely base your entire present decision based on that. Because how many times have we all made decisions decisions in trading or in life where, because we saw this so many times in the past, that we just rinsed and repeated it just for it to go against us. Yes, based on data, you can predict certain probabilities, but never should you blindly make a decision based on something that happened in the past. Always analyze it and intertwine it with what you're experiencing in order to make the best and informed decision. I know I just kind of ran on a rant, but in closing though, just zoom out. Because when you remove fear and hopium, what you're left with is the present moment. And from this present moment, you realize you have exactly what you need in order to build a future that's sustainable and that's built to last. But like always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Go ahead and leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you got from this video. And down below in the description, you'll find links to my Discord and to my Patreon. The Discord has really been growing. And for those of you looking for an authentic community that you can grow with and build during these tough times, go ahead and check it out. Introduce yourself and let's build. But thank you guys again, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.